A Story of Helena, Chapter 12. I got tired after a long day and I fell asleep when I heard a girl crying downstairs inside my Nanny Silva's room. I stand up with my messy hair and sleepy eyes. I wear my slippers and slowly open the door to avoid creating the sound so I will not wake Echo up. Because I know he's tired. It's been a long day for him too. I went down to check who was crying. I walked slowly, passing to the kitchen to go to Nanny Silva's room. I saw Mama, Daddy, John, and the girls still at the dining area, watching me walk slowly. When I reached the nanny's room, I slowly opened the door to check who was crying, and I saw a young girl who's about 6 years old wearing a dress with a teddy bear and a red balloon, crying red balloon design on her dress, scared from the thunder and lightning inside the room, and an older woman hugging her, comforting her, and singing her a lullaby. I went inside to look closer, and I was surprised because it was Nanny Silva and me. I remember the dress. It was my dress way back when I was a kid. And I remember how she comforts me every time it rains and my mother's not there beside me. I used to sleep in her room beside her, and she's comforting me, hugging me, singing lullabies to tuck me in. I went a little closer to touch Nancy Silva when the younger me noticed me and looked at me. She pointed at me, and my Nanny Silva looked at me. I got scared when I saw her with no eyes, and her face was already rotten. She turned evil and she screamed at me. I ran quickly out of the room and I saw my parents with John and the girls laughing and pointing at me. Their laughter echoing in my ears makes me scared. Babe, wake up, Echo said, waking me up from the nightmare I had. I looked at him and hugged him. Good thing that it was just a dream. When I heard him whistle, Echo never whistle. I look at him and I get scared again because it is no longer Echo that I am hugging, but the man in my dreams who wants to kill me is now sitting in front of me. He's still holding the vase. I pushed him and ran away from him. I tried to run outside my room and he followed me, but it was running this time. He is chasing me and his whistle is getting louder and louder, enough to fill the world or the whole house that scares me and makes me deaf. My heart is trembling now while still running from him. I didn't know why suddenly I was in the backyard now and he was standing in front of me with Belinda beside and behind her. Her eyes are staring at me, full of anger, and I can feel her anger. She looks like a demon now. Her body's already rotten. The worms and insects are eating her flesh. I looked at the man and I still couldn't see his face because it was gone. He doesn't have a face and it's weird and scary. And he's still holding the vase. The same vase that he was holding in my previous dream about him. He looked at Belinda and she gave a sign. She nodded like she said it was time. The man went near me. I grabbed a twig on the ground beside me to use it on him just in case that he would hit me again with a vase. And he was holding my place suddenly changed when I grabbed the twig beside me. And I am at the top of the building now, holding on to the piece of steel for me not to fall because the man is standing behind me now. It seems like he teleported and now he's holding my hair and ready to push me anytime. I'm still scared but I don't have a choice other than to close my eyes and accept my fate. The wind is blowing hard. I can feel it kissing my cheeks and I know that this is the end of me. I heard the man whistle in my ear. His cold breath told me I need to say my last goodbye and then he pushed me. I fall with the wind blowing. I am following and I am falling hard. Hey babe, wake up! Echo told me. I pushed him away to ensure that he was not the man in my dream who pushed me into a building and I'm not dreaming anymore. Are you okay? He asked, clueless. He tried to touch me, but I stopped him from touching me. What is going on with you? He asked, and after seconds of silently looking at him, I realized that I was already awake, and he was echo, and it was all just a nightmare. Are you okay? I had a dream, I said. A really bad dream? I added. He stood up and poured water into the glass and gave it to me. Dream about what? He asked me and sat in front of me. About the man who wants to kill me and about Nan Silva, I answered and sipped on the water he gave me, enough to wet my lips and my throat so that I could talk clearly. I stood up and put my cigarette inside my cabinet and lit it because until now I'm still tense because the dream is still fresh in my head and it looks real. You don't have a good sleep since you remember about Nan Silva's death, he said. Yeah, you're always dreaming, or should I call it a nightmare? He asked. I didn't answer. I smiled at him while still smoking my cigarette. It affects you. He nodded. He held my hand. I looked at him, and I need to get rid of the red car, I said while finishing my cigarette. He looks at me, and what for? He asked. To give me satisfaction, because every time I see that red car, it makes me feel furious, I told him. He looked at me and asked, so what's your plan? Burn it, I answered, and I finished the water in the glass and threw my cigarette in a ashtray.